the handout for the Mode 2 gradual formulas is 18 pages because there are about 19 versions of this formula that's used, okay? And they show all the formulas that are created from this gradual. But the Tolete Portas has all of them. Maccarol called it the Eustace of Palma type gradual and used it as his weapon against the Mengerlists of his day. He has a big deal in Paleography Musicale on the Eustace of Palma gradual. Ironically, Eustace of Palma was one of the last settings of it. In other words, most of the others had already been done. And it's for confessors. And so he picked it, I guess, because he was the one that kept coming up most frequently in people who sang those graduals, because confessors' fates were just all over the place. Remember, Vatican II kind of eliminated an awful lot of the feast days. We used to have so many different categories of those, first and second class, and memorial as well. And you always had to, and we had all kinds of octaves, so that during the Christmas season, you might have 3 or 4 collects to say in a row to commemorate the various cycles of the extra week that we have for. Okay. A study of these formulas will demonstrate how the medieval singers were able to improvise new versions according to the need of each new text. Okay. Let's take a look at what I did in reducing it down to its basic structure pitches. You get Haec dies quam fecit Dominus. Let's just sing through that and get a feel of how that works. Well, since it's a structure pitch, we can kind of deliberately take it fairly slowly. Haec dies quam fecit Dominus exaltemus et lectemur in ea. So that already you have a melisma, and that's going to get improvised on. In other words, we have a lot of notes on that final cadence of the refrain. Now the verse. Confitemini Dom, confitemini Domino, quoniam bonus, quoniam in secum I'm sorry, I got my syllables untangled here. Misericordia eos. Now, you can reduce it further. The 2 principal pitches they work around, we sang through, are the final, which is the F, and then the A flat, if you transpose it here, okay? So you've got a D mode, so that first pitch should be D, but I transposed it up for the sake of singing. So a D mode in which the final is D and the dominant is F, which is typical of an even numbered mode, namely the third above is the dominant. And sure enough, it's the third above, in this case transposed to F and A. Okay.
And when you say dominant, you're not referring to a cadence, you're referring to
Pardon?
Reciting tone.
Reciting tone? The dominant is
Yeah,
reciting
the
tone?
dominant is the same as the reciting tone. Yeah,
Okay,
identical.
okay.
Yeah, you really are naming it. The trouble is, dominant used here does not have the same sense you have in modern harmony. So that's the tricky part of it. So you might as well slip in the word reciting tone, because it's a reciting tone that dominates, if you wish.
Okay.
But yeah, it is not what we mean when we talk about the dominant in modern harmony. Okay. Yeah, we have to keep that straight. Let's see. Now take a look at what we've got on the modal hexachord. I put in black what they fill out, but the 2 principal pitches are F and A flat, And then below it are the two pitches D, E flat, D flat, E flat, and above it B flat and C. So you have that set of pitches where you hang things on. Now go back up and take a look. Haec dies does what? Haec dies, final dominant reciting pitch, okay? Take a look how many times F and A are used. Facit is on A, dominus is on A. Exultamus is also on A, and then drops down below the final and picks it back up again. Latamer, the accent's on the dominant. In Ea, that one goes just a little bit above it. See, but what brings it right back down? Notice the endings are A and F, A and F. This is typical of what? Schenker's cadential third. In analyzing a melody, he says that you want to look for the cadential third, which is the way it nails down melodically the structure pitches of a piece, even Beethoven, whatever you're dealing with. And when you tear apart all they've done, you're reduced to that cadential third melodically. Now harmonically, it has to be what? 5-1. And if you don't do a 5, you haven't established a key. You can go tonic all you want, but if you don't do the dominant, you're simply not going to establish that key. 5-1 is the way you really set where am I on the scale. Okay, I wanted you to kind of get that first to start with it.